Story 1.
Almost 3 years ago, my boyfriend at the time cheated on me. We stuck it out for a while, but ultimately, he cheated again and I left him. The first time though, there was this girl that I repeatedly saw through his phone. He allowed me to go through it with him after the first time. Super unhealthy, I know. I left him over 2 years ago. He was my last serious relationship. I haven't been able to let my guard down low enough since. I couldn't care less about him, but the betrayal and how it happened has genuinely turned me off of dating. I have no relationship with him. He's actually with one of the girls he cheated on me with after. This girl knows I exist. We've never talked, but my ex told her about me. She laughed at how she was prettier than me. Maybe she's changed, but I don't know how to handle it. We haven't met yet, but I saw her name on intake and I haven't said anything to anyone. It's a relatively new job for me, too. I think I'm going to pretend I don't know her. Probably best for everyone, and maybe she won't recognize me. But it's hard. It brought me back to that time in my life. Genuinely considering looking for another job, but I don't want this to control my life.
Update.
I have no intention of trying to get her not hired or made fun of by others. Two wrongs don't make a right, and in my opinion personal character claims from 2 years ago from the perception of the woman whose boyfriend cheated with you shouldn't mess with your professional life. And I have no desire to be tagged as drama. If she were to go to management and say I'm acting professionally yet indifferent, which is the worst she'll get from me, I can't imagine that if the situation were explained much would come from it. To be honest, I'd tell them that my personal affairs from years ago are inappropriate discussion, so let's all move on. The problem is more that I feel uncomfortable being around her, but she has every right to exist in that space professionally. And I just wanted to vent because I'm not about to tell any of my coworkers. She very much did know the situation. I left out probably the worst she did. My boyfriend at the time borrowed my car and they had sex in it, and she knew it was my car. I read the messages and it was very clear, and I actually still have some of them on my phone, I think with her name on them. They talked about me being his serious girlfriend and his feeling about it after she found pictures of me on their mutual friend's post. She said something along the lines of I wouldn't have been so jealous if I saw she was so much heavier and uglier than me, something like that. I've lost 40 pounds since then and genuinely have put in a lot of effort to take care of myself. I look very different. Maybe that doesn't matter, but those comments make me feel like I'm back in that insecure and miserable mindset where a man's validation meant everything to me. I saw that name on the sheet and I felt like I was that girl again and I hated it. So, she didn't recognize me, but I guess she recognized my name. I went about my day, my heart was in my stomach, but I managed to smile and be cordial. But short, of course. To be honest though, I'm not sure if it gives me less anxiety or not, but she's a lot of drama. Within our first day together and me barely showing any interest or warmth, she started talking about her personal, dating life. Not going to lie, hearing her feeling like she had the right to complain to me did annoy me, but at the very least, I thought, man, I cannot imagine how she'll act with my other coworkers. And if she ever says anything about my personal life, which I never discuss at work, I don't think it'll go well. I'm technically her boss kind of? And I'm obnoxiously private and really there's not much to tell. I don't date at all anymore. Near the end of the day, she surprisingly asked myself and another girl if we'd like to get drinks after work and I said no. She followed me, and while I was alone, she started to apologize. I'm really proud of myself, I said. I am actually at work right now and my personal life isn't something I really talk about while I'm here. I don't need to talk about it. I forgive you. Let's move on and I'm looking forward to our professional relationship. She expressed to me that she'd like to talk outside of work, but I lied and said I have a personal trainer appointment that I had to rush to. I've kept my space the last 2 days, and I haven't said a word to any other coworker about it. I'm okay to leave it alone. I find it way more uncomfortable to talk about it. That's what I was afraid of. Maybe she's changed, but I don't owe her getting to know that person. I will never treat her poorly or speak about her poorly. If she deserves it is up for discussion, but I don't deserve to feel that low about myself to sink to that level. Also, yes, I get I should be over it all. But the experience of being cheated on was genuinely traumatic for me. I still avoid the store I found out I was being cheated on. I haven't felt safe enough to date. It changed my perception on people in general, not just men. I don't trust anyone. He was the third boyfriend of mine to cheat in a row. And seeing how another woman couldn't have cared less either didn't help.
My opinion. Well, I would have discussed the situation with your manager, to be honest. Of course, people don't like to talk about those kinds of things. You can say that there is a discomfort, but assure the manager that it won't affect your performance. It might be very beneficial for you, so it's worth doing, in my opinion. And, probably, try to chat with this girl. Maybe it will ease the situation. And probably you'll know that he manipulated both of you and there is not much of her fault here. Just thinking out loud, the final decision is on you. Story 2.
6 months ago, my 25 female, fiancé, 28 male, asked if I would be willing to have an open relationship. I agreed. Everything was okay until like 3 months ago when he asked if we could switch from open to poly. I agreed again. He started dating a girl from work and I started dating a guy from my gym. Now this guy, 26 male, is so different than my fiancé. He takes me on dates every week, he brings me flowers and food to work. He texts me just to say hi. He's sweet and affectionate. My fiancé, however, we've been together for 4 years. He only got me flowers for my birthday. He's never affectionate. His idea of a date is playing board games or watching The Witcher. They are very different in bed too. With my fiancé most of the time sex is a chore. He's fast and rough and then he goes to watch TV. My boyfriend, however, is very tender, he takes his time, and he checks if I'm enjoying it, he cuddles with me after and brings me snacks. I was talking to my mom about this, and she asked me which one makes me happier, and I guess it clicked. I like the way my boyfriend treats me while my fiancé is more of a roommate at this point. After my talk with my mom, I decided to talk to my fiancé as well. I just told him that I wish he would be more affectionate with me. He just shrugged and said he isn't into chick flick. So, I guess I'm going to break up with my fiancé because I don't want to marry a man that never takes me out or buy me flowers or holds my hand. I want someone that shows their emotions. I don't know if me and my boyfriend are going to work out since it's still new, but at least now I know I have options. I grew up around men that were emotionally unavailable and most women in my family constantly told that men aren't affectionate, so I guess I kinda believed it. My first 2 boyfriends were like this as well. They didn't like showing affection and my fiancé is the third guy I've been with. It feels good to know not all men are like my mom made me think they were. I'm on my way to have dinner with my fiancé and I'm going to call off the engagement.
Updates.
Update 1. I was super nervous to have the talk with my fiancé, but apparently at dinner it wasn't just us. He invited his parents and didn't tell me. I wanted to have a conversation with him privately, but his mom started talking about the wedding. She had a bunch of flower arrangements, dresses and venues printed out and she was going to buy a dress tomorrow. I got overwhelmed and ended up telling them the wedding is off. I tried to be as gentle as I could, but my fiancé freaked out when I gave my reasons, that I don't feel loved and that I want someone that shows their affection, and made a scene, so we were kicked out. He left to go home like 10 minutes ago. I'm still in the parking lot with his parents. They are trying to call him. I'm going to drive them home and then I guess I have to get ready for round 2 when I get home. Update 2. We had a huge fight and he confessed he only wanted to open the relationship because he wanted to sleep with his coworker without being a cheater and then wanted a poly relationship because he developed feelings for her. And he called me bitch for dumping him because I'm a big baby who needs attention. Apparently, I need to grow up because real men don't get emotional. Update 3. My now ex-fiancé called and begged me to come home to talk because he's sorry and he didn't mean what he said. And because real men don't get emotional, he started crying when I noted that he can call his girlfriend if he wants to talk to someone. Update 4. I talked with my BF and we're going to close the relationship. He was thinking about it for a while but was afraid to ask, so he was happy when I suggested it. My BF helped me move all my things out of the apartment I shared with my ex. Ex has called and texted me all night and I blocked him because honestly it kind of scared me. Ex-GF came to see me at work. She was worried I ended things because of her. We talked a bit, and I assured her it wasn't because of her. We also talked about my ex, and his lack of showing emotions, and she now reconsidering their relationship because she also wants someone to show their love, and she was thinking he didn't because it was still new, and she thought in time he'll get more comfortable, but after we talked, she wasn't so sure anymore. A lot of people keep saying my BF will turn into my ex. Why? Why do you think that? Do you have magical powers to see the future, and if he does? So what? I should stay in a relationship where I don't feel loved just because my next relationship will not work? Like I said in my post and in the comments, even if it doesn't work, at least now I know I have options. I also had a few people asking if my ex was always like this or if he changed. He was always like this.
My opinion. Funny that his open relationship plan went so wrong. But you know, most such things have lots of possibilities to go wrong. Anyway, you found out that there can be another attitude towards you, with all emotions you want to get from a man. It will be a good experience anyway, even if it wouldn't work with this guy. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel.